And now we're just gonna start off with lane. We're in lane 3 with the transplant and crappy axe puns. Actually, since they're not fully ready, we'll switch over to a game with Not Good, and I'm Mary Pony, y'all. These two teams consist of some very good players, and yeah, just ready to see how they perform in this game, and this tournament should be pretty good too, so yeah. They're just taking their practice throws. They will get 5 practice throws to start out, I believe, the start of the round, or it's every single round. But they get 5 practice throws, and then they shall start getting scored. So we just gotta wait till they're done these practice throws, and then we will start the games. And here we go for round 1 between Not Good and I'm Mary Ponies, y'all. 6 and a 6 for Not Good, and 5-5 for I'm Mary Ponies, y'all. That is a good start for each team. They are throwing good with their teammates, so that is always a good thing to see right away. And yeah, I'm gonna guess that they trust their teammates on this one, but yeah. Looks like they each got 5-4, so that puts them at a 21 and a 19 with the 2 first throws. And there's a 5 and 4 and a drop and a 5. So now Not Good leads by 6 points by a 30 to 24. So it looks like there's one kill shot, and it was pretty good one there. 8 and a 4 for I'm Mary Ponies, y'all. So that puts him at a 36, and a 6 and a 5 for Not Good. So each teams are doing pretty good here. Looks like they're trading for shots, but still Not Good is leading by 5 points, which is good lead. And with this is their last throw here, so and Mary Poniel hit looks like a 4 and an 8, yeah. And 2 6s there, it seems. Yeah. So Not Good takes round 1 of 2 rounds. So now they switch sides. And round 1 for this team is now in the books, and we're all started up now. That looks... They're just taking their practice stuff, some practice throws right now, so... Looks like some good practice throws that they've been doing here, so... Yeah, and here we go for round 2. Fight. That's a 6 and looks like a 6 and a 4 and a 6 and a 3. Yeah, 6 and a 4 for not good, and then a 6 and a 3. No, 6 and a 4. Each got 6 and a 4. Another good way to start off. Yeah, so let's see how this one plays out with these two pretty good teams. So it looks like 2 4s for not good, and I think a 5 and a 6 for yeah, 2 4s, and I think yeah, 2 5s. Yep. So there we go, and now they're sitting at 18 to 20. I'm Mary Poniel is leading by 2 points with their 2 forced throws. So let's see how these next 3 go. And Not Good has a 6 and a drop, so this could give Mary Poniel a lead now, and it looks like they got a 6 and a 4. Yeah. Now they're leading by 6 points, which is a even more bigger deficit for Not Good. So they're going to try their hardest to get those 6 points back and hopefully take this lead back. And that looks like they got a kill shot and a 4, so they got 12 there. And it looks like they both got 6s there, so they each got 12. Oh, so 5 and a 6 for Mary Poniel and an 8 and a 4, which puts them at 5-point difference, which is progress. But now they need to hit this kill shot here, and hopefully they get way more points than Mary Poniel here. That looks like a 7 and a 5 there. Oh, that might actually be an 8. Yes, 8 and 4. Okay. Okay, now they're going to the third round here. Solid throws from each of them. They're both doing good there. And now we need to either of them just need to put on some good ones here and hope that they get enough. Just have to wait for them practice throws. Yeah, and there's the practice throws, so now we're just gonna start on round 3. And that looks like a 6 and maybe a 4, and those are some pretty good throws there. So yeah, 5 and 4 for Mary Poniel. And a 5 and 4 again, so that's pretty good. So that's a good way to start off. Both the exact same, so some good stuff there. And there's a drop and a 4-4, so drop and 4, so now Mary Poniel is Up once again by 4 since of a drop. So now Not Good is going to have to gain those points back. So it looks like a 5 and a 6 there. That's a good way to come back. And they have an answer of a 6 and a 4. Yeah, 6 and a 5 there. Oh, 5 and 5. That not as good as they hoped. 5 and a 4. Okay, even not as good, but now they need to get at least. They gotta get something good here to get back in the lead. So hope to see that there. It looks like they did not hit the kill shot. Oh no, no they did. It looks like we just have not as good as an angle, but okay, yeah, another tied at 35 going into the last throw here. So that's always good. Now they're just deciding here. Looks like 2 of them will be taken. And there's an 8. And I think Mary Pony might have just gotten a 7. Yeah, well, they missed it. And so Not Good wins their first game. So there you go. It is 47 to 39 in the third round. So that's what you look to see there. And now we'll go over to lane 3, which has the transplant and crappy axe puns. And it's currently the transplant has 1 win already under the belts going to the second round, and it looks like it is 42 for the crappy axe puns after getting a 65 and a 4-4 for the transplant with a 41 at the current moment. So the crappy axe puns has 1 point over the transplant going into the last throw of the second round. So the transplant will need to get that point back if they want to win this one. If crappy axe puns just needs to keep on that lead if they want to keep on going there. And they lay down multiple 6s there, and it looks like they did not. Yeah, so it looks like crappy axe puns gets 1 round there. Now going into round 3, they each have a win now. They played that good there. Now they just have to get their practice throws, and then we'll be on to the round 3. And yeah, here we go. Here's round 3. And there it looks like to be a decent amount of points there. Transplant got a 5-5. And the crappy axe puns looks like they might get a 6-4, I'm guessing? Or a 5-4? Oh yeah, 5-4. for them, and now they just have that 1 point lead, which is might not seem much, but it's a good buffer for some mistakes. And there's a drop, I believe. Yeah, there's a drop there. Yeah, dropping a 5 for crappy axe puns. And a 6-5 for the transplant, so that puts up the transplant to a 7 now. 7-point lead. And yeah, so now they're at 21 for the transplant and 14 for the crappy axe puns, which is after their second throw, which is pretty decent so far. And there's another drop for crappy axe puns. Not looking that good for them. They did though get a 6, which is something to at least look forward to. So now they got a 5-5 for the transplant and a 6 and a drop for the crappy axe puns. So now it's an 11 lead for the transplant at 31 to 20, which is now this is a pretty good buffer for them. So they have enough room to make mistakes and hopefully come back from it if they need to. Sorry about there. And Crap X Puns need to land a couple of kill shots here now. And there's 2 6s by the transplant there. And it looks like a 5 and a miss for Crappy Axe Puns. Yeah, 5 and miss. So that puts them at a 43 to 25. So now that's a pretty big gap that they could almost get away with anything. Almost though. I think there's a chance that if Crappy Axe Puns does pretty good and Transplant does pretty bad, then I think they could take it back. But I think this game will be the Transplant here. But we'll find out with this one here. And that's 1 kill shot for the Transplant, so they'll win that in round 3, which is pretty good for them. Yeah, 8 and a miss, because they took 2 kill shots each. And winner is the Transplant with a 51 to a 29 in the 3rd round. So that's that game for you. And now we'll move over to Brent 2 and One Night Stand. 6 and a 4 for One Night Stand. And it seems to me that they're a miss and 5. So One Night Stand takes round 1 of the 3 rounds if needed. So that's always good to have that first lead. Someone has to have it. So now they do a couple practice throws and they go into that 2nd round. Hopefully it'll be a good one. So yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, there's those practice throws, and now they clink their axes and hope for the best as they line up and get ready to throw. That looks like a 6 and a 5. Just gonna take a look at this. That's all in one group. Just gonna put the flashlight there to see better. Yeah, 5-4 and a 6-6. One Night Stand has a good start there with that perfect throws each. To start off with a 6-6 is always a good thing to do. 5-4 is also a pretty good thing to do. You got a good amount of points, and that looks like that's another 6-6 and a 6-5 there, I believe. Yeah, One Night Stand might have just in there. Like just, I think that might have a chance to be a 5. Yeah, that's a 6-6. And now on this one, 6-5, yeah. So now One Night Stand is going pretty much perfect for the start. And their two first throws, they got 24, lead by 4. And Brent 2 is at a 20, which they got to get back 4 points. Not from crappy play, just from really lucky opponents and just really skilled opponents. And that looks like a 6 and a 4 for Brent, I believe. Yeah, Brent, and a 6 and a 5 for One Night Stand, ending their streak of their 6s. Yeah, 5-5 for Brent. 2, one of the top acts just cut in barely, and a 6 and a 5 for One Night Stand puts them at a 5-point lead with a 35 against a 30. So pretty solid there. Good solid lead for you. And hopefully they keep that lead through the game. And if they do, this will be a pretty good game here. And it looks like a 6 and a 5 there on a roll right now. And a 6 and an 8 right there. That 8 might have brought him back into that game right there. 8 and a 6. That's something that you want to come back with. Yep. And a 6 and a 5. They're on a hot streak right now of getting at least 1-6, which is always a good thing. But 8 and a 6, you can't really beat that with anything. But still, they have a 2-point lead now. A little buffer there, since Brent 2 just had a really good throw there, had both perfect things for both. So that puts him, Brent 2 at a 44 and One Night Stand at 46 with a 2-point buffer. It looks like there's 6 and a 5, 6 and a miss. Yeah, 6 and a miss and 6 and a 5, I believe. 6-5, yep. One Night Stand is your winner in that one. They played a good game, but it ended in round 2. The fastest game we've had so far, but they played a good game. 57 to 50, 7-point lead. They just played a really good game. And we will switch over to lane 3 with it still seems the transplant is going against the Axe Throwers Anonymous. And round 1 is in the books. I didn't get to see in the scores, but Axe Throwers Anonymous is ahead 1 round, which is always a good thing to have, like I said. But yeah, these teams are just really good. And if they have that 1 round, usually it'll give them a way better chance of winning, because of course you need the 2, but yeah, usually they have more confidence to go on, and that's what they've been showing. And yeah, we've already seen the transplant play, so they play pretty good. And it looks like they got a 6 and a 5, and on the other side a 6 and a 4. Yeah, Axe Throwers Anonymous got 6 and a 4, and Transplant got 5 and 5. So both out of 10 right now. So that's pretty solid. Solid start there. Yeah, it's going pretty good for all these teams here so far, so hope to see it keep going like that. And that looks like a 6 and a 6 right there. That's amazing throw. Yeah, 6 and a 5. That was really good throw anyway, but and then the other side 6 and a 4. So Vax Throwers Anonymous is at a 21 with a 1-point lead. Nice little buffer. And the Transplant is at 20. It won't be insanely hard to get like that 1 point back, but they'll have to try. It looks like they got a 6 and a 5 and a 6 and a 5. So yeah, now everyone's inspecting that one, but they both got 6-5 and a 6-5 that throw, so pretty decent. A 6-5 and a 6-5, that's pretty good. That puts them the same score. Or wait, I think I already said that, but whatever. 5 and a 5, pretty good. And it looks like another 5 and a 5 if they're lucky. They'll have to get the fancy snancy phone in. And if they needed the black card. Yeah, they're just taking a look over. I'm guessing it'd be a 5 and a 5. I can't see too well, but with this angle, but I'm guessing 5 and 5. 5 and a 4. Okay. That changes things a little bit. 40 and a 42. 2 points separate these guys, but that's not insane big. So it looks like they might all be going for kill shots here. I believe they are. If the Transplant could get these kill shots in, that could be good for them. There's and I think, yeah, 8 and a miss and 8 and a miss. So, yeah, Xors Anonymous win that one. That first game always does help a decent amount, but 50 to 48, that's pretty good score. Two point buffer, and now, yeah, Xors Anonymous moves up and the other one drops. So we'll move over to lane 2 with Lumley. Yeah, Lumley and I'm Mary Pony, y'all. We've seen one of these teams already. They played a pretty good game. We don't know about Lumley yet, but I'm guessing they'll do pretty good. These games so far have been pretty good. All these guys are really good at playing what they like to do, so yeah, hopefully all these guys could hit what they try to hit and just have a good going at doing it. So yeah, and they're just gonna have their practice throws for a bit, and then we'll be right back with them. and done their practice, and now we play the real game of what they love. Looks like might be a 6 there and a 3. Yeah, 6 and a 3 and a 5 and a 2. Yeah, 2 and a 4. Okay, not that good of start for Lumley, but it's of course a start. There's always room to improve, but each team had a good shot, but might have not went their way fully. And it looks like a 6 and a might be a 5 there. Oh no, that's a 3 and a drop and a 6. So for Lumley, that's a 6, and for Mary Ponyo, that's a 6 and 3. Yep, just missed that 5 by just missed it by a hair, but that's all that you can miss by a hair. You can miss by a foot. It won't change your result. But yeah, after the 2 throws each, they got a 12 for Lumley and an 18 for Mary Ponial. And that's a 6-point difference. Just trying to do the math up there. 6 and a 6, it looks like for Pony. And 4 and maybe a 5 there. Oh, 6 and a 5. 4 and a 3 and a 6 and a 5. Okay, that puts them at a 10-point difference of 19 and 29. So a gap is a gap. So, and that they have a pretty good gap. So they could mainly mess up and they'll be fine. But it looks like a 6 and a 5 and a 6 and a 4. Each solid throws. They're going back and back. So yeah, 6 and a 5 and 6 and a 6 and a 5. Puts them at 10 points, 30 to 40. They're just going shot for shot, but since they dropped that one and they had that rough start, they've always been back on the chase, so they could always come back with a really good throw. So yeah, that looks like a 5 and a 4 and a miss and a 2. Oh, miss and a miss. They're each going for 1. And a 5 and 4, yeah. So I'm Mary Pony, y'all. I'm Mary Pony, y'all. They win the first round with a pretty big score, but of course that could happen. Sometimes some people don't really like duos as much, and they find it messes them up, but they all play for the fun. So, and there's their practice throw. So now we start that round 2. Fight. That looks like a 5 and a 4 for Mary Pony, y'all. And 2 4s. Yeah, 2 4s for Lumley. And it looks like a 5 and a 4. They're just gonna check if it's in, I'm guessing. Yeah, 5-4. There we go. Good old start to there. 8-9, 1 point lead for Mary Poniels. And that is a 5-4 for Lumley and a 6-4 and a 6-4 for Mary Ponesio, which puts them at a 19-17, 2 point difference. So, and that looks like a 6-5, maybe a 5-5. Pretty good throw and 2 drops from Lumley. That is not going to be an easy one to come back from there. I don't think they'll be able to come back yet. 2 5s, but that throw from Lumley there, I don't think they're going to be able to come back from that one. It's a little devastating when you drop both your chances there, but it happens, so you got to roll with the punches and try to come back. But yeah, they are in the B, so the winner does continue and the loser does leave, sadly. So that's going to be almost really hard one to come back from, but it looks like they might have landed they almost landed a 7 there, but that could have brought them back pretty well, but wasn't in the cards there. Yeah, they got a miss and a 4, and Mary Poniel got 6-4, so 21-39. So that's a very big league. I don't want to do that math for that one, but it's just a big league. And it looks like 2 misses for Lumley, and a hit and a miss for Mary Poniel. Oh, they got a 2. 8 and a 2, and a miss and a miss. Oh, miss and a 2. Okay. Your final score is 23-49. Lumley is not going to play anymore. And I'm Mary Poniesio is the winner, but actually it's 47. They did both try for a kill shot, and one of them only succeeded. But still, it was a good matchup, so you'll love to see it. And yeah, we'll go over to lane 2 here with you and Brent 2. EU has 1 win already, and they're in round 2. Just got a 5-4 and a 6-5. And EU has 30, and Brent 2 has 39 with that is a 9-point lead, which is pretty good there. And they keep trying here to somehow come back from that big deficit. I don't think they will, but might be that Brent 2 gets looks like they got 2 7s there, but Brent 2 got a 6-4. You I think has 2 an 8 and an 8. Almost came back there. That was a really good throw though. Really good ones there. 46-49, 3-point difference. If they would not have gotten that 6 and would have gotten a 3, they would have tied, but of course, that is what if and not what actually happened. So now they switch sides, get a practice throw, and then we'll start round 3. Both these teams are pretty strong in their playing and in their trust here. But they are in the B brackets, so of course one of them has to lose, one of them has to go home, and one will play not good, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, it looks like one got a 6 and a 4 and a 6 and a 5. Yeah, 6 and a 5 for U. And for Brent 2, they got a 6 and a 4, which is also a pretty good start. 11 to 10, 1 point lead. Of course, you could build on those leads. You could lose those leads, but you would try to. They would hope to build on that lead by hopefully a lot. But of course, it really depends on how good they play. And it looks like they only get a 6 there in a drop. And it looks like a Brent 2 gets 2 6s or a 6 and a 5. But yeah, 6 and a drop for U. And for Brent 2, they get a 6 and a 5. So, of course, they U lost their 1 point lead. Wasn't by much, but they lost it, and now it's a 4 point lead here for Brent 2 with a 17 to 21. Still if they have a better lead now. Looks like a 5 and a 4 for U and a 6 and a 5. Oh, 5 and a 5 for U and 6 and a 5. Yeah. So, oh, 5 and a 4 for U. So that puts them at a 6 point lead for Brent 2. Solid lead, but of course that lead could be lost. And it's 26 to 32 with their 3 first throws, 2 left in the third round. So yeah, this will be a pretty interesting game here. Looks like there's 6 and a 5, 6 and a 4. Yeah, 6 and a 5 for U. And there might be a 6 and a 4. Yeah, 6 and a 4. There we go. There's 5 point difference in this matchup here. 5 points, 1 throw. That decides who wins, who loses, who goes home, who continues. And hopefully whoever, it doesn't matter, but whatever you think, you can think. Yeah, there looks to be a couple of points there, but not enough for U there. I think they missed both. Oh no, they hit one and missed. And lost by 1 point. Final score was 46 to 45. Brent 2 continues. U leaves. U only hit 1 and missed 1. Brent 2 hit. No, they missed and got a 4. So, yeah, they put up a good fight. And, yeah, we're just going to have to wait here for the next one. Gotta wait for the next one. Next matchup here that we could. Oh, here it is. Why not? Let's watch the one that we can, which is the game between Not Good and Brent 2. Should be a pretty good matchup. Still, we are in the B bracket, so once again, whoever loses goes home, or they can watch if they want. It's a little bit sad. You can't play anymore. But yeah. Yeah, here comes some practice throws from these two teams that we've seen already, and they've been playing pretty good. So it's gonna be a pretty fun matchup here. You love to see it here. Yeah, this matchup's between, once again, Not Good and Brent 2. Just taking some practice throws, and I think the game is on. And that looks like a 6 and a 5 and a 6 and a 4. Pretty good. Yeah, with that one, it's 1 point lead. Good buffer, like I say. Good to build off of. And yeah. So it looks like a 6 and a 5, maybe a 6 and a 6 and a 6 and a 5. There, so 6 and a 6 for not good, and 6 and a 5 for Brent 2. So that ties them at 22, which is a pretty solid start so far. 22 is a good number to be at right now. Oh yeah, there's a drop and a 6 and a 6 and a 5. Yeah, so for Brent 2, it's a drop and a 6. And they're checking out whether it's a 6 and a 6 or a 6 and a 5. It's a 5 and a 5, actually. Seems like they got just missed it each. Both are pretty good, though. Yeah, now it's 32 to 28. It is a 4-point lead. It's going pretty good, the score right here. It's going pretty good. And they only have two throws left to either make this lead bigger or smaller. And to see who wins this first round here. That looks like a 6 and a 6. And a 6 and a miss, I think. But yeah, it's a miss and a 6. So what I had thought, and it looks like, yeah, 6 and a 6, which puts them at a 10-point difference of 44 against 34. Pretty different scores each, but Brent 2 has to come up with points from somewhere. But they have to try something fierce. Yeah, that looks like it's a miss and a 4, and a 5 and a 6. Oh, a 4 and a 6, which not good. Wins that first one with a 54 against a 38. And now they switch sides, throw some practice, and start over again. And here we go in this round 2. It looks like some pretty good throwing from not good. Looks like a 6 and a 4, yeah, and a 6 and a 5 from Brent 2. 6. That might be a 5 or a 6 there. I think it's 5. It is a 4. It's not in enough. But they're tied at 10. Since they each got the exact same thing there. Yeah, Brent 2 is just looking at their own thing and decided to take it. Sometimes you don't always need to fight with the ref. Because most of the times the ref is right. Looks like a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 5 there. Let's see what they have gotten. Yeah, 5 and 4 for not good. And for Brent 2, got a 6 and a 4. So now Brent 2 is up by 1 point at a 20 against the 19. So they're doing pretty good. Yeah, that looks like a 6 and a 5. Yeah, 6 and 5 for not good. And a 5 and a 4 for Brent 2 still. It's a 1 point lead at 29 to 30 with 2 last throws. So it's going to be interesting. And looks like they got a 6 and a 5 and a 4 and a 4. Not good has taken the lead. Or they've had the lead actually, my bad. It's 41 to 37, so 4 point lead. Good lead to have here. With 1 throw left. That looks like a 6 and a miss. And that might be a 7 and a miss. A miss and a 6, yeah. And miss and a miss. The winner is Not Good with a 47 against a 37, 10-point lead. And in 2 rounds, they win it. And we're going to switch over to the Transplant against 2 Brain Cells. The Transplant has won 1 round already, and they're going into round 2. Just some practice throws here. Yeah, both these teams have been doing good lately. Whether or not we've seen them, but yeah, they each have done good, and we look forward to see them keep doing good so far. And it looks like the Transplant's got a 6 and a 4, which is a good start, and a 5 and 5, which ties the 2 at 10. And just look to see that lead extend, decrease, and all that stuff. But yeah. Yeah, that looks like a 6 and a 5 and a 6 and a 5. So, yeah. 6 and a 4 for the Transplant and 6 and a 5 for 2 Brain Cells, which is a good way to start it. This one. Oh, wait. Some changes here. It's just a 6 so far for the Transplant and a 6 and a 5. Yeah, 6 and a 4 for the Transplant and a 6 and a 5 for 2 Brain Cells. The Transplant is gonna look at theirs. So is 2 Brain Cells. They take it. They take what they have been given, and the score is 20 to 21. 2 Brain Cells lead by 1 point going into their last 3 throws. Yeah, it looks like they got a 6 and a 4 there, and a 6 and a 6. 6 and 5 is it's 6 and a 5 and a 6 and a 5 at the current moment. Yeah, 6 and a 5, 6 and 5. Still that 1 point lead with a 31 and 32 going to their last 2. 2 Brain Cells have not gotten around 1 yet. The Transplant has 1 round under their belt. They look forward to just the Brain Cells winning this one. If they could keep that small lead, they could hopefully win this one. But Transplant looks like they got a 6 and a 5, and 2 Brain Cells got a 5 and a 4. Now the lead has flopped over to the other side, and the Transplant has a 42, and the 2 Brain Cells have 41, which puts the Transplant in the position of winning this game here. That's if they could keep going with this lead they have. It looks like, and the Transplant gets an 8 and an 8. That is amazing. And the 2 Brain Cells get a miss and maybe a 7 there. But nonetheless, the Transplant wins with a beautiful shot from each of them, getting an 8 and 8, and the 2 Brain Cells get a miss and a miss. It's 58 to 42 in that one, and the winner is the Transplant. That's a pretty good one there. And we'll switch over to lane 2 with Cheap and Easy against Extros Anonymous. This should be a pretty good matchup. Both these teams are pretty skilled here. And currently, Cheap and Easy's gotten a drop and a 4 and a 6 and a 5. And Axtars Anonymous have gotten 6, 6 and a 6, and 6 and a 6. And they're guessing looking to keep that 6 going, but they got a 6 and a 5. And Cheap and Easy has 6 and a 4. And that puts them at a 10-point lead at 32 and 35. Going into the next two throws has been going pretty good so far, it seems, for Axtars Anonymous in this first round. Until now that I speak too soon, because now they've dropped one and gotten a 6, it looks like. And it looks like a miss and a 4. Yeah. Now it's 29 to 41. That is 12-point difference there. So Cheap and Easy has to do something pretty immaculate to come back here. Missing a miss and a... it looks like a 7 and a miss, maybe? Yeah, missing a miss for Extra Anonymous. And it looks like for Cheap and Easy, they have... I don't think enough, but 8 and a 1. 30 to 41. Extras Anonymous gets that first one with an 11-point advantage there. And now Cheap and Easy is going in the second round with a disadvantage of losing the first round. So now we try to see. Well, they're putting some water on, and so we'll be right back. Okay, yeah, they just took their practice throws there after the wet board. Looks like maybe a 6 and a 4 for Extras Anonymous. So yeah, a 6 and a 4 for Cheap and Easy. And a 6 and a 4 for Extras Anonymous. Exactly the same. Now they're tied at 10 after that first one. So yeah, Cheap and Easy, I'm guessing, is looking to win this one and stay in it, because I believe... No, they are in the A, so loser will go back down to the... They will go down to the B, but they will not go home yet. And looks like Cheap and Easy got yet another 6 and a 4. And Astros Anonymous got a 6 and a 5, so now that's a 1-point lead for Astros Anonymous with a 21 against a 20. And moving in those last 3 throws. So that looks like a 6 and a 4 for Astros Anonymous. And a 6 and a 6 maybe there for Cheap and Easy. Yeah, 6 and a 4 for Astros Anonymous. That might also be 5 and a 5 there. 6 and a 6 for Cheap and Easy. Now they are ahead by only 1 with a 32 against a 31. Going to these last 2. yeah, just some good teamwork there. Trust each other. That's how you get around in duos here. So it looks like a 6 and a 4 for each of them. Or a 6 and a 5. Maybe 6 and a 5 for Extra. 6 and a 4 for Cheap and Easy. And it might be 6 and a 5. 6 and a 6. Okay. So yeah, now they have swapped back. And who's leading this one? Extras Anonymous has 1 point up with a 43 against a 42. Yeah, just got in there. But a little bit is that little bit point. So now Cheap and Easy needs to get ahead here. And it looks like they both hit that one there. Hit and a miss, it seems. Yeah, 8 and a miss. So that puts Extras Anonymous at a 51 and a miss and miss for Cheap and Easy, which puts them at a 42, which Cheap and Easy goes down to the B and Extras Anonymous keeps going in the A. So now we'll go over to Mountain King and House Blades. So it's a 6 and a 6 for Mountain King and a 6 and a 5 for House Blades. So it's 12 to 11. So might not be a big lead, but had some good throws there. Keep their confidence up there. Just gonna pound at the bullseye to fix some of the wood coming out. Yeah, once again, these guys are very skilled. They have continued, and I believe, yes, this is these guys are in the A right now, so once again, if they lose, they can still continue. House Blades with, I think it's 6 and a 6. 6 and a 5. And it looks like a 5 and a 5, maybe 5 and 4. Yeah, 5 and a 4 for Mountain Kings. So they're gonna look at it themselves there. They're not gonna say anything about it. But yeah, now Mountain Kings is down by 1. And House of Blades is up by 1. Looks like a 5 and a 4 for House Blade. Nope, it's a 6 and a maybe a 4. 6 and 4, and it looks like a 6 and a 6 there. Yep, 6 and 6. Mountain Kings once again take the lead with 33, 1 point lead against House Blades with 32. A really close game here going into the next 2 throws and still in the first round. So look to see something big here. Look to see him keep going. Yeah, so that looks like 2 6s there. And a 6 and a 5. 6 and a 5 for House Blades and 6 and a 4. Now they are tied. For the first time in this matchup, they are tied. This is the first time that they have not been up by 1 and switching. They're tied at 43 with a 6 and a 4 and a 6 and a 5. So this throw decides who gets round 1 in this very entertaining battle. It looks like a 1 hit and a miss for Houseblades. And Mountain Kings, here we go. Looks like they get a hit and a hit there. So that puts Mountain Kings at Houseblades at a 51. Yep, and Mountain Kings get that first round with a 59 against a 51. And yeah, now they're gonna take their practice, and then we'll be right back. Yeah, and there's their practice throws, so now we'll start the game of round 2. Mountain Kings up 1 round against Houseblades. They played a good round that one first. They were swapping back blows there. And there's a 4 and maybe a 5 for Houseblades. Mountain Kings have been doing pretty good. Yeah, 5 and 4 there. And that looks like a 5 and a 6 there. Yeah, 5 and a 6. And 5 and a 4. So now Mountain Kings lead by a 2-point lead here. So look to keep that lead. So looks like a 6 and a 5, maybe a 6 and a 6 from Houseblades. And looks like a 5 and a 4 for Mountain Kings and a 6 and a 6 for Houseblades. Once again, they have traded the lead to someone else, and with a 1-point lead, 20 and to 21 going into their 3 next throws. Houseblades leading just by 1, like it has been trading leads there. So let's see. Oh, there's a 6 and a drop. So and there's a 6 and a 5. So there we go. Now Mountain Kings has taken a 4 lead there. So now once again the lead is transferred, but with a bigger score this time. So you hope to see him keep the score here, and yeah, just keep doing better. But that looks like probably a 4 and a 6, maybe a 6 and a 5, and a 5 and a 5, maybe 6. Yeah, 5 and a 5 for Mountain King, and 6 and a 4 for Houseblades. 41 to 37. Same difference. It's a 4-point game. But yeah, going to the last throws here in this one, Mountain King has the lead, and if they do good on this one, then they'll be moving on to the semifinals. against Actors Anonymous. They're just discussing things over there. And then they'll go back to playing there. So yeah, that looks like maybe a 7 and a 7, maybe? It's gonna be a close one for those two, but let's see these two Mountain Kings go. A Mountain King and a Queen, maybe? Whatever they prefer. And they get a 8 and a 6 it seems, yep. Which might get them the win there. 8 and a miss, so 10-point leads give them the win. And they move on to the semifinals against Axors Anonymous. And we'll just go over to lane 2 over here with the Transplant and Not Good. They are down in the B bracket. Whoever wins this will go against House Blades. Whoever loses this will sadly go home. They could watch though if they want. But yeah. It's not going so right now, so we'll be back when it starts. Yep, there's the practice. So now we're gonna start here, and it looks like a 6 and a 4 and a 6 and a 6. 6 and a 5 for Transplant, and 6 and a 4 for Not Good. So now it's a 1-point lead with that first throw for the Transplant. Well, they went to the same spot on that one, but one blade couldn't go that way. So it looks like they got a 4 and a 6. And a 5 and a 4. Okay, so now it's a 2-point lead. Whoopsie. My bad there. Yeah. That looks like a 5 and a 5 there. And a 6 and a 4. Yeah, they got a 6 and a 5 and 5 and 5. So the transplant keeps their lead at a 32 to 29 with a 3-point lead. Going into the last two throws, they have a pretty okay lead here. So they'll see if they could keep on to it. That looks like a 6 and a 5 for transplant, yeah, and maybe a 7 there? No, I think that's an 8, yeah. 8 and a 6. They're gonna check that kill shot one. They're taking a deep look into this one, though. Looks like an 8 and a 5, so 1-point game now between these two teams. A 43 and a 42 separate these two very good teams. And going into this last one, they hope to keep that, but they're not good as actually checking out their kill shot over there. The head referee is just going to check that over there, just in case. Just for the best call there, he's going to check it over. And yeah, it was close shot by someone that's very good at throwing axes. Most of these people here are amazing at axe throwing. They practice a lot. And yeah, they're just checking this one here just to make sure that it is an 8 instead of something else, but yeah, it looks like they'll keep that 8 there. And they just need to throw one more, and then the first round will be done unless it's a tie. And of course, they got to do the long process of a tiebreaker, but this is also a pretty long match here. Looks like they're all going for the kill shot here, if I am correct. Oh, nope, never mind. Only 2. Looks like an 8 and a 5 for the transplant, and a miss and a 6. So, yeah. Yeah, there we go. The transplant has 1 out of possible 3 games. So now they look forward to extending their lead there. Some practice throws, and here we go. 6 and a 6 there, and a 4 and a 4 it looks. Let's see what the judge says. 6 and 6, yep. Yeah, 6 and a 6 and a 6 and a 4. 2-point lead for the transplant in the first throw there. Looks like a 5-4 there. And maybe a 4-4 there. 4-4 for the transplant. Putting them at 20. And 5-4 for not good. Now it's a 1-point game for the transplant. After those two first throws, 20-19. It's a pretty good game here. And there's a 6-5 from the transplant, and it looks like possibly a 6-4, 6-5 for the transplant. Yep. And not good gets a 6-4, so it is now a 2-point lead for the transplant going into these last two throws here. You look to see someone good, and that's what we hope to see. Go for the kill shot. Looks like a 6 and a miss. A 6-5, it looks like. Let's see what they say about it. Yeah, miss on the kill shot. 6 for the other one. And a 6-6. And 8 points separate these two teams going into this last throw. 43-35. Yeah, the transplant has just been dominating this in this game here, and this is a B game, so whoever wins will be going against Houseblades again. And 6 and a miss, it looks like. And the transplant wins that one with a 6 and a make. Not good gets a miss and a 5. Yeah, 6 make for transplant, and they win with a 57 to a 40. And there are no games going on for the current moment that we could see, so we will be right back when a game is available. And here's the game with the Houseblades against the Transplant. Both teams have been dominating their opponents, and look forward to see them do that to their opponents right now. Transplant with a 6-6, it looks. Yeah, 6-6 for the Transplant and a 6-4 for the Houseblades, seems. Yep. So that starts us off with a 2-point lead right off the bat, which is to be expected. Someone will have a lead or it will be tied. It looks like Transplant might have another 6-6. There we go. That's another 6-6 for them. Might be another 6-6 for Houseblades. No, they get a 5-5, which is still pretty good, but now they have a 4-point lead for the Transplant. 24-20 with the 2 first throws for each team. Looks like a 6-6 for 6-6 maybe for Houseblades. 6-4 for the Transplant. Another 6-4. Each got 6-4. Same deficit of 4. 30-34. Transplant is leading this one, like they have been for the last couple of games. So we're about to see how they do. Looks like a 6 and a 5 for the Transplant. Nope, 5-5. Yeah, 5-5 for the Transplant. And a 6-5 for the Houseblades. Putting them down to a 3-point lead, 44-41, going to the last throw. They're just talking over what they want to do here to finish this one with a 3-point lead for the Transplant. Let's see how this goes out. And here we go. Here's the throws that are about to be coming. Looks like both from... That looks pretty good. Looks like a miss and a hit for the... So, for the Transplant, miss and a 6. For the Houseblades, it looks like a miss and a hit. Yep. But the Transplant win that one with a 1.50-49. And now we turn to round 2, starting off with a clean slate, but the Transplant now has one under their belt. So we'll look forward to seeing how that one goes. There's the practice throw, and now we start doing it. Let's see how this one goes out. Looks like maybe a 6 and a drop there, and a 6 and a 4? 6 and a 4 for the Houseblades, it seems. Yeah, drop and a 6 for the Transplant. 6 and a 4 for the Houseblades. So, not the best start for the transplant, but at least they got that 6 when they got that drop. It would have been way better if they did not drop that, but of course, when there's 2 X on the board, there's more chance you're going to drop it, but they just got a little unlucky on that one, but they got more there. And it looks like they each did the same thing, so that might be a 6 for the transplant there. We'll find out. 5 and a 4 for the transplant, and a 6 and a drop for the House Blades. House Blades are up by 1 with their first 2 throws, and it's 16-15. Going to that second round where the transplant already has 1 win, so it's looking a little better for the House Blades this round. So not by much, but it's looking a little better. Looks like that'd be pretty good. It's 6 and a 5 on transplant, I'm guessing, and yeah, I was right on that one. 6 and a 5, 5 and a 4, maybe. Yeah, 5 and a 4. Now the transplant has the lead with 26-25, going into the last 2 throws here. They're probably thinking about how to keep this lead, thinking of their strategy here, how they want to keep this lead, how they want to play this out, and so yeah, they looks like they got a 6 and a 5 maybe there, and a 4 and a, yeah, 6 and a 5, and maybe a 4 and a 4 or 4 and 5. 4 and a 4, yep. So now the transplant now has a 4-point lead going into this last one, 37-33. It will be a little close here, but transplant already has 1 game, so this might be pretty much done depending how well they do. If they drop it, then it might go on, but we'll find out. It looks like they just got, and I think that Houseblades has gotten an 8 and a miss, I think. Yeah, so the transplant has 1, so now they are going on. The Houseblades have lost now, so yeah, now we're gonna switch over to another game that hasn't started up yet, but will at some point. So we'll be back when that happens.